100.7 right here in the city of Owerri. Wow, it's Thursday and today is November 20th, a historic day in Nigeria when today we will know if the federal government is going to go ahead to give a judgment on the 10 years dragging of one case of Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra. The judgment is coming today. Of course, we're going to give you update as it happens. As it happens, we'll be giving you the update here in the studios. From now until 11 o'clock, we'll keep tabs on that, and we'll continue the updates up until they finish their dealings in court today. We are expecting that any moment from now, they will start that particular judgment. Of course, Nnamdi Kanu, from what you know, refused to open his own defense, or some people say he did his own defense by telling them, I don't have any case to answer. That's his defense. So whichever way they decide to go about that particular case, nobody knows. And at the end of the day, it is going to be a very, very historic moment today, 28th of November, 2025. Write it down because today history will be made. Either he goes home free or he goes back into jail or they postpone as usual. Because, Nigeria, by the time they don't want to give you what you want and they don't want to do what they want, they just postpone it indefinitely. At the end of the day, he is still in detention because he's not free. They are not granting him bail. They are not jailing him indefinitely. They just keep postponing, and every year he keeps staying in prison. So that has been the logic for the past 10 years. And, of course, it's not good for the fight of Nnamdi Kanu's freedom. Okay, that aside, today on the show, we will be taking a look at this most controversial issue of state creation. Everybody knows that after all the rigmarole, the National Assembly came down and said, okay, in order for equity, every other zone has 6 states. Only the Southeast has 5 states. Let's balance the equation. So that is the only state that will be created for now is coming from the Southeast. Now, the question is, there are 5 proposed states in the Southeast. We're going to give you the list, and we'll look at where the pendulum is swinging. Today, it seems to me that ANIOMA is leading the race. From everything, my research, ETITI is following closely, and of course, Adada and Olu State, and which other one again? I can't remember the other one. I think it's ETITI. I think so. I've said it. Now, then at the end of the day, where would the pendulum swing and why? There are issues that they are being considered before a state is going to be created. So today, we will take a look at all that as well. And of course, it's going to be very, very exciting to see where this game of chess will end. Is ANIOMA actually in Southeast? Because Delta State is part of South-South. That is a very big question. And they said it's Southeast. So why is ANIOMA? Because they have a capital already called Asaba. And now they're saying ANIOMA. Is ANIOMA in the Southeast or South-South? What a question. Today we are going to see all this political zigmarole going on. And who else to talk about something like this other than the querist himself, the publisher of the National News Blast newspaper, talking of none other than the Kureku one of journalism in Imo State. Welcome about, people, Chief Comrade Salvatore Amadi. Good morning, Salvatore.
Great morning to you, the Radio Marshal. My pleasure once again to be with you on air this morning.
Yeah, I know that today you're smiling now. Where will the pendulum swing? ANIOMA, ETITI, Adada, and the rest of them. Where is Olu here in Imo State? So where are we heading? Where are we heading?
Yes, as they will say, Quo Vadis.
Okay.
I think we are heading towards ANIOMA State, all things considered, equitably placed on the table. Those that are clamoring for Olo or Anim State, ETITI, Adada, and Orashi and the rest of them, Bas State, they would have to wait. From my investigations, I do not see any other proposal that will beat ANIOMA State.
Okay, let's hold it there. That's
Yes.
just to keep everybody wondering where is the pendulum swinging. If you are listening to me, let's join the debate because public consideration is also what the National Assembly is going to put into consideration. ANIOMA State is being championed by Ned Nwoko, who cannot keep his family in one place.
That,
Him and the wife are fighting left, right, and center. Now, the wife is saying he's going to expose his mother, his land grabbing, his conspiracy. We are waiting for that news. If Regina does not bring that news, me, I could go full and for her. So give her one slap, me. Work. Okay, so at the end of the day, Ned Nwoko is championing Anyama State, and he's in South South. What a bombshell.
I would rather we drop the messenger and treat the message.
No wahala. We will come to that. But right now, let's go straight into the newspaper review of the segment. I'm already getting excited because this conversation is going to be nice. You know why it's going to be nice? This is politics, pure politics. This is where politics is supposed to be played. The whole politicians in Imo State, Orashi State is in Imo here. Olu is in Imo here. And then Anyoma, one man is leading the race. Even our governor is the head of all governors forum APC. In fact, the entire governors forum, now him be the head because every governor now APC then they, apart from Bala Mohammed. So he is here. And then somebody who is a senator is taking over the glory. All right, it's going to be very nice. We'll have that conversation. Let's see where this pendulum will swing. We head on to the newspaper review segment of the People's Program. All right, people, let's start off with the National News Blast. The publisher is here. Mo reading newspaper today. It says here, National News Blast, Ikenga Ugochinyere, 43 reps petition Tinubu to stop Kanu's illegal trial. All right, this one was written by your own paper. Sabato, do you care to expand on this, expatiate on it?
Why not?
All right, go ahead.
It has nothing to do with any sort of speculations. This is a fact.
Okay.
It transpired on the floor of the House of Reps, and Ikenga Ugochinyere seems to be the one championing this, and that is how it has unfolded. And that is how the cookie crumbles right now, as far as...
Why did they wait till this dying minute?
You said something during the introduction of the program. You say that we are in highly political times.
Okay.
Everything practically in the Nigerian polity has been politicized. And as I say, saying politicized is more or less an understatement. It would be more factual to say highly politicized. So, and there are good reasons for that. Top of the list, of course, is 2027.
All right, so Ikenga Ugochinyere is once again in the news for the right reasons. Of course, surprisingly, Ugochinyere didn't join the basketballs at the PDP. What happened? As he stepped away from the PDP, there's been this rumor that he's trying to bring in APP or whatever. What can you tell us about that?
Once again, from my investigations, I can authoritatively tell you that Ikenga, the Ikenga that I know, is no longer with the PDP.
Okay.
Now, I remember in a close conversation, an exclusive chat I had with him, he was talking about PDP not treating his group right and all that. At the end of the day, PDP did not treat his group right. They will fall out. And the moment he himself leaves PDP is the death of PDP. And it appears that he is not only waxing political, but prophetically speaking, to the Nigerian reality. What happened yesterday, the most recent of all the
So the APP story is now like a real story because I'm seeing another headline here. APP launches membership registration exercise across 305 wards in Imo.
It is a reality, and that reality, of course, has to be credited to Ikenga Ugochinyere Imo for one reason.
Okay.
If you know the history of APP, you will know that Ikenga was right at the forefront of the establishment of that party. And in fact, at a point, a very close relation of his was the national chairman of the party. Yes, and so here we are. From all indications, it has gone beyond speculation. Anybody that doesn't want to see the reality on the table to the effect that Ikenga Ugochinyere Imo is at the forefront of APP, the person is just playing the ostrich, and that
all right.
You know,
That's it for that. When he makes it very public, then we will know. The querist, that's your title, the querist. Trump, why not replace Christian with Nigerian and start work tomorrow? What a question.
You're laughing.
What a question. Why we should just stop Christians suffering in Nigeria? You should just replace Christian and say Nigerians are suffering.
Yes, of course, because the major argument right now from the Nigerian side of the divide, you know, on this argument or discourse, is that it's not only Christians that are being killed, that also Muslims are being killed by the fundamentalist Islamic terrorists imported into the country. And so what will be the most neutral premise upon which to launch an attack, an authentic attack towards the eradication or extirpation of the terrorist organizations that are causing havoc in Nigeria, other than to say, okay, so the Christians have complained to us, that's all right, we've noted it, that's the one we've noted so far, and now a lot of people from the highest echelon of the administration of this polity called Nigeria are now saying, especially from a particular region, that no, Muslims are also getting killed. So if that is the case, Barry, I think I want to propose that it is even not only Muslims and Christians that are getting killed by these terrorists. You have African traditional religionists getting killed. You have pagans, atheists, you know, getting killed. And so what it means basically is that every religion is covered by this genocide. So since that is the case in the polity called Nigeria, why don't you just remove, to save yourself all the hassles about you are trying to be one-sided or you're trying to be partial to take sides with the Christians. Just say there is a genocide against Nigerians from foreign terrorists who want to displace Nigerians and take over their country. And when you do that,
so what
the whole world will now know. Nobody will dare make what they say call fame about Trump's, you know, proposed intervention.
Okay, well, Fulani, not indigenous to Nigeria before 19th century INEC chairman is speaking. You need to grab a copy of the National News Blast and get more details on that one. Was Adam the first man God created? I don't want to enter this argument at all. Count me out. FAC allocations to states January to August in 2025. There have been moves by a lot of people to get the entire money that have been sent to local government chairmen and the councillors and all that, and what they have been doing with it. Very soon, I will bring you a report on that. We have been taking note of all that. To the national dailies, we move now. Now, this is very, very unfortunate from the federal government, because the federal government seems to be blaming Kwara and KB abductions under Donald Trump. Well, according to the SGF of Nigeria, Senator Akume, it says the federal government on Wednesday blamed the renewed terror attack, including the abduction of schoolgirls in Kebbi and the assault on worshippers in Neruku, Kwara State, on recent remarks by United States as public anger over the incident spread nationwide. Now, that statement was annoying to my ears when I first read about it, where Secretary to the Government of the Federation, George Akume, said that Trump's post alleging Christian genocide in Nigeria and threatening to deploy U.S. troops had inadvertently emboldened opportunistic, violent groups now seeking to justify attacks on soft targets. That's the statement he said, where recent pronouncements from the United States have inadvertently emboldened opportunistic, violent groups seeking to exploit international narratives and make bold statements by attacking soft targets, Akume said on Wednesday. This is according to the Punch newspaper. Well, yeah, and he went further to add, I don't want to read from that now, he went further to add that they have been degraded to only banditry and all that before Donald Trump made this statement, and now they have been emboldened to go ahead and start kidnapping people and all that. And I begin to wonder, what the hell is these people? What are they smoking anyway? These days, they speak for... Akume, number one, was the former governor of Benue State. Benue State has been bleeding. People have been kidnapped, killed every day in Benue State, and he has the guts to come up and be telling people, talking about this. And it's very, very frustrating to hear and know that this is the kind of people that we have in government.
Very, very captivating, Barry. They might as, I think they just they fell short of blaming Trump for the 2014 kidnap of the Chibok girls. Why didn't they add that to the list and also blame Trump for that? So you see, that is the comical nature of the Nigerian absurdity. People tend to have this preponderance for talking before thinking. And they do not know, they do not realize at the end of the day that they're actually exacerbating the issue. They are pouring fuel on the fire of the Nigerian absurdity. And so the raging conflagration will not spare a lot of people. I can put it that way for now for you.
Well, I just don't know what they mean, but the army chief visited Borno and charges troops to sustain vigilance. And of course, U.S. Congressman meets a Ribadu and order says religious violence must stop. That is according to the Punch newspaper. And terrorism. Police tighten Southeast security as Kanu knows fate today. Now, the government is blaming U.S. for terrorism and then holding Nnamdi Kanu for terrorism in a place where there is no terrorism happening. There are no people being abducted in mass, and there is nothing. Of course, the court jailed one ISWAP leader by 20 years. And this is the one small boy. I saw his face and I was like, God of mercy. These are the people that are terrorizing this state. And then Nnamdi Kanu has been tried for terrorism in a place where there is no terror. I don't understand. This is kind of funny, man.
Congratulations. Because you have joined the majority of Nigerians who are finding this whole scenario quite entertaining, to say the least, because that is exactly what it qualifies for. It's a comical tragedy, that deserves the status of an award-winning mega buster, because there's no other way to describe it. Nigeria is a country of absurd ironies. And these ironies continue to reign over the country, and this has continued for decades. But one thing I can see already on the horizon is that this is coming to an end with the intervention of Donald Trump. You see, they would conveniently want to tell you that Trump is the cause of this escalation. That is just towing the path of the ostrich. They know that the truth of the matter is that highly placed people in the government, in the federal government of Nigeria, at the highest level, have been involved in this terrorism sponsorship. And so you don't take it that it is coming from the querist Salvatore Amadi. You take it because it is already in the public domain as a confession from a former chairman of the ruling party that the whole world knows initiated this terrorism against the Nigerian state. A former national chairman of the party made the confession. He became a governor. He's now a senator, and all of that. So for him at that level to tell you that, look, we have generals who are running these illegal businesses in Nigeria, and they're supplying their proteges with sophisticated weaponry.
We have also saw some news reports on television and other social media reports where China has been fingered for bringing in weapons and giving money to these terrorists in order for them to mine the resources in the north, because that's exactly what they're accusing the U.S. of doing. Because right now, I listened to David Hundeyin, who was interviewed by foreign media. He gave an underground, because David Hundeyin has carve a niche for himself as one of the best investigative journalists in this side of Nigeria and Africa. He was giving a report that he was part of the first report about this Christian genocide and all that he was just working with an international organization. But he didn't know that what he was doing was going to turn out to be this big until they found out and gave that first report then to the Barack's administration, that's Barack Obama. And they said there's Christian genocide. That's when he even knew what was happening. But the narrative is very simple, that there are more Muslims that are being killed because predominantly it's happening in their ratio, in their own area. But the ratio of Christians to Muslims there is more like, for instance, if we give like 1,000 Christians and 1,000 Muslims and 100 Christians, and out of that 1,000, then we have like 200 of the Muslims dying and we have 60 of the Christians dying. So it looks as if they're targeting the Christians. Do you share that view? Because if you look at the ratio, 160 are dying, 1,200 are dying, it doesn't add up. The ratio there is too high.
I am looking beyond the ratio, the mathematical figures you have just dropped now. I'm looking beyond all of that.
Okay.
I'm looking beyond all of that because I think we should start this discussion from appropriate nomenclature. We should not be deluding ourselves with misnomers. What do I mean by that? You would ask yourself the fundamental question: what is the meaning of ISWAP, which is a principal actor in this terrorism case in Nigeria? Islamic State West Africa Province. And what is the fundamental guideline or modus operandi, or, well, let me just say, the major belief of Boko Haram terrorists? They want an Islamic State, just as ISWAP. They are just two sides of the same coin, ISWAP and Boko Haram. They have told the world what their mission is. And so if they have told the world what their mission is, why would anybody be talking about there is nothing like a Christian genocide? How do you Islamize a state and make the country an Islamic state without doing the needful, which is overrunning the faithful from other denominations, other religions, and taking over? So they have ab initio confessed to the world, this is our mission. We want to Islamize the country. And so now you ask yourself the question, why is Nigeria up till today a member of the organization
Islam?
Islamic,
all right. So that's a very deep conversation, and I wish we had a lot of time to delve into that, because I think a lot of people may not be seeing it from this angle you are seeing, because personally it hit me hard that ISWAP is Islamic State West African Province, and that's what it means, that they want to form an Islamic State. Wow. And that's been there. Koro, and nobody talks about it. For you to form an Islamic State, you must get rid of every other person and make sure everywhere is Islamic.
Now you have really hit it. Everywhere in West Africa, that is their projection. That's the target. Islamization of West Africa.
By using the gun, by killing people.
Yes, by all means possible. And so when you have this on the card and you keep deceiving yourself.
So the Nigerian government is trying to say they are not aware of this the fundamental issue that they want to establish an Islamic State. Is that what they're saying? They only want to talk about the terrorist group instead of the mission.
Well, they can say that to themselves, but obviously they cannot be saying that to well-organized, highly informed intelligence agencies like the Central Intelligence Agency of America and the Mossad of Israel, because these people even know more about your country than you. They know 10 times more about your country than you know.
All right.
Than your president knows. But the fact is that Mr. President, as we speak, is aware that the mission of Boko Haram and ISWAP is creation of Islamic State.
All right. Finally, I think the court case of Nnamdi Kanu is about to get underway. If you are following us on our social media, you can see the pictures there. And, of course, people are going in and coming out of the Federal High Court in Abuja, where the case is going to be heard today. There are more activities at the court right now because very soon Nnamdi Kanu will be arriving in the court for that particular Judgment Day, November 20th, a historic event. So let's look at what James Omotosho will be. Is he going to write his name in the books of the history books for the right reasons or the wrong reasons or whatever? The justice, they say, is always at the end when it gets to the Supreme Court. So all this one they're doing is jamboree, because at the end of the day, it's going to be appealed, and then whether the government is appealing or Nnamdi Kanu is appealing until it gets to the Supreme Court. Now, I've seen it, I've said this before. I have a situation where I've seen that the Federal High Court will give a case, the Appeal Court will overturn it, the Supreme Court will now go back to what the Federal High Court does. It's been like this for a while. A couple of cases, I can't begin to enumerate them again, but if you want, I can just go check it and give you so many cases that have been won at this thing, and then the Appeal Court will overturn it, and then it gets to the Supreme Court will overturn it again. It's just like that. Even almost all political cases. Recall, even our governorship, that's the same thing that happened until you got to the Supreme Court. And every time it gets to the Supreme Court, it must always go the way of the ruling party. I don't know why it's like that, but that's exactly what is going on. And we need to call it out straight the way it is. So back to what we're conversing just before we open up the phone lines. The Canadian former MP in Canada, who was with the Foreign Affairs Minister and Piers Morgan on Uncensored, she said blatantly that our Nigerian Foreign Affairs Minister is lying. He's lying on the fact. The man said only 177 people have been kidnapped or killed, Christians, in Nigeria since 5 years. And at the end of the day, we are having this broader conversation that ISWAP stands for Islamic West African Province, and there is Islamic State.
Islamic State West
African Province. So at the end of the day, is it that she made a very serious comment that the Christians have been removed from Nigerians' leadership because the president and the vice president are both Islam. And now the Islamic State is now emboldened to carry on their Islamization agenda because the highest Christian in that is the SGF. The rest of them are all Muslims, including the service chief. You understand?
Yes.
So at the end of the day, the service chiefs are predominantly Muslims. The president is a Muslim. The Christian is a Muslim, as against the normal norm of the North and South, or the Christian and Muslim. But he was trying to say, we don't look at denomination, we look at where you're coming from, North or South. So they pick president from the South, the vice president comes from the North, and the North is predominantly Muslim. They don't check those things. It wasn't like that. So the Foreign Affairs Minister keep giving this narrative as against what we know as a reality. What's your take on that?
My take takes us back to what you said earlier. You were asking a question, what do these people smoke? And one may want to suggest adequate supply of Indian hemp mixed with Russian vodka. And that is very, very sad. It's very, very sad because it constitutes a global embarrassment and disgrace to the Nigerian nation. Well, for me, a non-nation that is pretending to be a nation. We are running a rogue country where falsehood is what dictates and what reigns over the people. Manipulation of facts and figures just to deceive themselves. No, you obviously cannot deceive the international community because, as I said earlier, they have all sorts of intelligence gathering, sophisticated equipment to tell you even when you were going to the restroom to urinate and how long it took you there before you came out. So why would anybody be fooling him or herself on these figures brandished by the Minister of Foreign Affairs? You just go embarrassing the whole country and not only yourself. It's like somebody said, listen, you stole my Mercedes-Benz. I put it to you that you stole my Mercedes-Benz, and you say, no, I did not. And lo and behold, the keys to the Mercedes-Benz are in your pocket.
All right, I think we've spoken enough. Let's let our listener join the conversation. All right, let's go there, people. 0911 20022 or 0707 454 1014. Let's go talking now. Hello, good morning. Who day my line?
Good morning, Mr. Abare. How are you doing this morning?
I'm very fine, thank you.
Good morning, Mr. Abata. Good morning, and how are you doing this morning?
Salvatore is the name. Thank you. I'm all right.
Sir Abata, sorry, sir. Olumbi Onyez Lobo.
Okay.
Sabari,
Yeah?
Sir Abata, 20
Salvatore.
years given to ISWAP commander, a terrorist. Nigerian government giving him imprisonment, 20 years imprisonment. Is it not laughable? You see, I told you people there is two laws that govern this country. The law that made for Igbos to kill them, to destroy them, to wipe them, and the one that governing Nigeria to allow them go scot-free to whatever crime they must have committed. Now you ask yourself, a brigadier general is being killed in the north. If it is in the southeast, you will see all the whole ammunition that Nigerian government is holding down to the southeast. You will see them going from one house to the other, killing young men in the southeast, but you cannot hear it in the north. Now the fate of Mazen and Kalu will be decided today by High Court, and they have come down to tighten the security in the southeast, whereby in the northern south and the western side, the people are being kidnapped and the people are being killed and being kidnapped. The Nigerian government says that nothing is happening.
All right.
Who is deceiving who in this country called Nigeria?
Thank you. I'm trying to look at the basis of your conversation. You just keep going from here to here, so it's kind of difficult to pick what you are trying to portray. Good morning.
Good morning, Barry Cosmos.
I greet you.
Yeah, good morning, Salakan.
Good morning.
My name is Pedaipayo Kujepi, Radio General for Modobo in Ohio local government.
Welcome to Radio General.
Yes, we don't want problem in Southeast, neither do we want problem in the country as a whole. Let the motor share James do the needful. By releasing Nnamdi Kanu, we have not seen any case established against him as he was acting in the court. Which court case are you going to judge me with? You see, asking that question, invariably he said, I'm not guilty. That's what it means. So we are still waiting for them to release him. We don't want trouble because contrary to what we are expecting, there will be problem in Southeast today from Southeast to other places. That's what we are looking at. Then about all these terrorists and all, I'm saying that the federal government, they know what is wrong and where it is. And they don't want to say the truth about it. They should be out and find out the people behind these terrorists in the nation. Deal with them. Be bold. And if you can be bold to remove space subsidy, why can't you be bold to fight terrorism?
All right, thank you. Let's keep it short. All right, Nnamdi Kanu's trial, I think, is underway right now. And of course, it's cancelled. The alleged terrorism, the Council of Nnamdi is praying the court to dismiss Kanu's motion for, that is the council to the local, the federal government is praying the court to dismiss Nnamdi Kanu's motion for his freedom and all that. So that is the latest from the court. Nnamdi Kanu is now addressing the court. At the end of the day, we will see what happens. So people, let's get keep our fingers crossed. I'll keep giving you updates as it's happening. Like I told you, that is what we'll be doing throughout the show this morning. Everybody, let's continue with the conversation. Back to the phone lines. Good morning.
Hello, Barry. Good morning.
Good morning to you.
Evangelist Ekele Edward, ono na-ekwusiri ụmụ ogbenye.
Oh, yeah,
Mario. Nigeria has become another thing. And why I say so, the chief president of Nigeria going to America to restore Senator Ike Depremad, I think. Now, that's the same thing they are doing in this country. They school bandits and other things, and they say they have to nation. But innocent people are dying. That's the reason why Donald Trump say he's coming to America. All of them are shaking. Now, they say they want to use their hand to handle the case. Tell them, the uniform people, to come and secure the area now. You see the innocent people, the remaining innocent people that remain will be finished. Now,
Thank you.
the car is going crazy.
Thank you.
Today.
Thank you.
See how the whole security have been packed to load in Southeast,
Thank you.
while other countries are having security issue. No.
Thank you. Thank you. Please, we want to keep the conversation 1 minute. I don't want so that others can have their say. Of course, there is security here because they don't want breakdown of law and order. If the case does not go in the favor of Nnamdi Kanu, people are bound to react, so they have to bring precautionary measures. There's nothing wrong with that. And of course, there is this notion that all of you think that there is no security blockages here and there. That is not true. If we go to the north, you can't even travel from within Benue, one pole, without seeing like 2, 3 different roadblocks. We keep saying these things because we don't really travel. If you go to Kogi, the same thing. If you go to Nasarawa, the same thing. So it's like everywhere there. In the west, it's predominantly where you don't have more of the roadblocks. But when you go to north, you will understand that people even live in fear as well. So let's leave all those kind of talks that are not backed up with facts. That's all I can tell you. I can say you, Nnamdi Kanu is addressing the court right now, and as it's happening, we keep informing you. Good morning.
Hello?
Good morning. Welcome aboard.
Good morning, Barry. Good morning.
I greet you.
I like your conversation today, but where I want to chip in a little bit of conversation is starting from the year 2024, during Jonathan era to date, we have 12 kidnapping in our school till date.
Yeah?
Yeah, one happened during Jonathan era, and 8 happened in Buhari era, and 3 have happened now in Tinubu era.
When you say kidnapping, what do you mean? Is it mass abduction? Is that what you refer to?
Adoption of
mass abduction. Okay, carry go. Go on.
Yes. And in total, we have more than 1,600 adopt school children from 2014 till date.
Where are you getting that statistics from?
Where I'm getting it from, well, last night there is a specialist about, you can go through and check it by yourself after I drop my call.
All right, thank you. Thank you very, very much. Thank you. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Welcome aboard.
Mr. Barry.
Welcome.
Good morning. I am our special guest. We greet you, sir.
Good morning.
Barry, the truth of the matter must, just as he said, straight up, the truth must be told.
Yeah.
If Nigerian government want to stop terrorism, I want to put it to you, within 72 hours, these people will be nowhere to be found. The truth remains, government is playing politics with security. That one apart. Then, about Nnamdi Kanu, I think the justice should make sure that they don't pervert the justice. They should do the needful. Let them do the right thing. If the basis of the judgment find him guilty, they should say he's guilty. But if the basis say that he's free, they should let him go.
Okay.
They should not do all these things.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very, very much. Let's record that the Federal High Court in Abuja, presided by Justice James Omotosho, has scheduled November 20th today. The court has since foreclosed Kanu's defense, meaning they consider that he has waived his right to present further defense. That's what it means. Because he did not open his defense within the 6 days given. He was given another opportunity to open his defense, which he did not. He still stood by his ground that there is the law for which he was being charged has been repealed. But after discussing with some lawyers, I brought a lawyer here who said there is a caveat, there is a clause that also opens up that even after the repeal, they can still use the law to prosecute Nnamdi Kanu. I need you to get all these facts right. So it seems that there's a clause there of the repealed law. It means they can still use the law to charge him. It means they can charge him legally. So all those other things that we're saying, whether he has the law repealed or no repealed, that one is no longer an issue because there's a clause that covers that. I hope you do understand. I'm just trying to make sure you get the facts before you start talking. Then at the end of the day, where the Kano's legal team moved to halt the judgment. The Kano in motion asking the court to stop and arrest on November 20 judgment. It's argued that the proceedings were based on a repealed terrorism law and that the court has ignored the Supreme Court directive. And this is where it gets dicey because there was a Supreme Court directive earlier on for which the court is not, didn't follow. We also know that the Supreme Court also referred back the court to the High Court for a retrial because as at that time, they didn't handle it right. And it was also asked to be given bail, and which he was not given. They say he is what? Discharged but not acquitted. That's what the DSS said. As at that time, he's discharged but not acquitted. That was their statement. So that not acquitted means he is still going to be liable to be held hostage. Let me use that word for lack of better word because that's a lot of people are saying it's now like a hostage situation. Because if the court has said give him bail so that he can go and defend himself and you're still holding him, that's not like a hostage situation. But at the end of the day, the Court of Appeal also asking them to restrain the lower court from proceeding with the judgment because he has a pending notice of appeal. So there's a pending notice of appeal in the appeal court. So if there's an appeal court, then why is the High Court still trying him? Those are the issues that are involved in this case. Constitutional legal argument is that Kano's team argues that he cannot be tried under the Terrorism Prevention Amendment Act of 2013 because that law has been repealed, replaced by the Terrorism Prevention and Prohibition Act 2022. Now, this is technicalities in action. They are using the technicalities of Nigerian judicial system to free Nnamdi Kanu from being prosecuted by a law that has been replaced by a new one. So even if you are saying there is a clause there, then there is a new law. Why not charge him with the new law instead of the old one? These are all arguments for from Nnamdi Kanu's legal team. They also claim that the court's failure to consider certain constitutional issues, including the validity of the charges, means any judgment delivered could be void. And there is a contention that count 7 of his charge had already been ruled by the Supreme Court as no longer as an offense. So proceeding on that count is problematic. So these are the issues with the court case. I just needed everybody to refresh their memory of the court case. Whether the Court of Appeal will grant Kanu's motion to halt or suspend the judgment is another issue. If the High Court will hear and rule on this motion to arrest judgment before issuing its November 20th verdict, time has already passed for that one. Today is already 20th, and possible public and political reactions given the sensitivity of the case, especially from IPOP supporters and the Igbo community. These are all issues that will be taken into consideration. Some Igbo community leaders are calling for caution ahead of the November 20th judgment, warning that the scheduled date could spark unrest. And that's why we have security everywhere in the Southeast, for those of you who keep talking about it. I just needed to refresh your memory about this. Let's get back one more call before I call it a wrap on the newspaper review. Good morning.
Hello, good morning, Barry.
Yes, so good morning. Quickly, 1 minute. Kasim.
Yeah, my name is Kasim. My name is Kasim. I'm calling from here.
All right.
Yes, there is a ISWAP in Nigeria, Boko Haram in Nigeria, terrorists in that area.
Okay.
Who sponsor this criminal to Nigeria? It's America. America who said they want to come to Nigeria to come and fight.
Can you give us any facts, document that America is sponsoring the ISWAP? Can you tell me how?
USA did something like that.
USAID.
USAID or something like that in America. They confirmed that. And then one of the house of in America, he said it. What are we talking about? Is America being sponsored? They're not.
All right, thank you very much, Kasim.
Something like that to come and fight us.
Thank you.
Then what is wrong with them?
To fight us? What do you mean by fight us? Are you a terrorist?
No, I'm not a terrorist.
Hey, but they said they're coming to fight terrorists. Why do you say they're coming to fight us?
What America be saying now? They're people crazy. They don't want to. Yes. I know their tactics.
All right. Thank you, Kasim. There's no time. We need to go on a commercial break now. Quickly, just 30 seconds, sir.
Yeah, he was talking about USAID, United States Agency for International Development. And the fact there is that they made available funds to assist Nigeria in handling these terrorism issues. Now, the fact that the funds could not be properly accounted for, properly utilized, judiciously applied, does not make America
sponsors of terrorism.
You have to hold your people that collected the money from America who refused to use the money for the designated purpose.
All right, thank you very much. We're going to go on a commercial break now. When we come back, the news update at 10 will follow. And after that, I've got loads of announcements here to give to you coming from Echo FM. So everybody stick around. Don't touch it. I'll be right back.
Echo FM.
Echo FM, 100.7, the fresh news people.
On talk 0810-652-2011 or 0813-106-2398. Make you know day for inside river. Soap go enter your eye. Oh yeah, grab your copy. Fast.
Echo FM, 100.7, the fresh news people.
This week to help those in need.
If you know that it's God Almighty that created you, and created we individuals like you, we need to do good things
Can you listen to the call? Can you listen to the call?
Breaking updates on local and global events and in-depth coverage of issues impacting our community. Tune in every weekday at 6:30 a.m., 12 noon, 2 p.m. and 6 p.m. for our major news bulletin in English, Igbo, and Pidgin language. For more inquiries, you can reach us through our email, echofm@thekingmail.com. You can follow us on our social media handles at Echo FM. Echo FM 100.7 Owerri. We are the Fresh News People.
Catch up with the latest news updates on Echo 100.7 FM Owerri.
Excuse him at please. Please show me where it says you can find me on the floor. Show me. Please get the microphone from him, please.
I said show me. Show me.
Excuse me.
Show me.
Get the microphone from him.
No, leave it. Leave it. Leave it. I said leave it. It's a court of law. I'm under trial. I'm under trial. I have to speak. I'm under trial and I have to speak. Listen to me. Listen to me, please. I'm under trial. I'm under trial.
Please use the microphone.
I'm under trial. And I must address the court. Please. Wait. No, listen to me. Please. The judge must listen to me. No. Wait. Wait. I'm asking a very simple question. No. Wait. Please. This is Supreme Court. Hold on. This Supreme Court here. Hold on a second. May I said, hold on. May you please your lordship. Please. May I refer the lordship to section 266 of AGA. It's not court of law. What you are doing is not law.
Please.
You don't know the law.
Here are the latest stories we are keeping tabs on. President Bola Tinubu has ordered the military to the highest level of red alert following a series of violent attacks in Borno, Kebbi, and Kwara State that left several people and prevent further violence. The president said the surge in attacks requires faster responses and tighter coordination among security units. Tinubu specifically ordered the immediate rescue of the 24 schoolgirls abducted in Kebbi, assuring families that the government is fully committed to bringing them home safely. He added that security agencies must deliver results and restore calm in the affected areas. The presidency also emphasized that recent events highlight the need for more proactive measures against insurgents and criminal gangs. National Security Advisor Nuhu Ribadu has led a Nigerian delegation to the United States following renewed allegation of Christian persecution in Nigeria. The claims intensified after Vice President Kashim Shettima publicly supported a two-state solution to the Israel-Gaza conflict, drawing international attention to Nigeria's religious climate. During the meetings, the delegation is expected to outline steps taken to prevent religious-motivated violence and address extremist threats affecting all communities. Officials say the visit will help strengthen security cooperation and correct misconceptions about the country's internal situation. FCT Minister Nyesom Wike has faulted calls by the PDP factional chairman Umar Turaki for U.S. President Donald Trump to intervene in Nigeria's political situation, insisting that the nation's democracy remains stable. Wike said Turaki's claims were reckless and capable of threatening national security. He accused Turaki's faction of disregarding court rulings and described the comments as an act of impunity that should attract questioning by security agencies. Wike warned that alleging genocide in Nigeria was irresponsible and misleading. The Nigerian Hydrological Services Agency has raised alarm over deadly water contamination in Lagos, Kogi, and Kebbi states following recent flooding. The agency warned that the affected areas face heightened risk of cholera, typhoid, and hepatitis outbreak. The NISA called for urgent inter-agency collaborations to ensure clean water access and prevent health crises. The The agency also urged Nigerians to take its warning seriously as it continues nationwide monitoring to avert water-related disasters. 4 family members have died in a fire that engulfed their home in Tarauni, local government area of Kano State. Firefighters arrived to find the building already consumed by flames, destroying bedrooms, a parlor, kitchen, and other parts of the home. 5 people were trapped in the building, but only a 12-year-old boy was rescued. The Kano Fire Service expressed condolences to the family and reminded residents to be vigilant with fire safety, especially during the dry season. The Nigerian Upstream Regulatory and Commission says the country has surpassed 1.7 million barrels per day in crude oil production multiple times this year. The commission attributed the improvement to rising rig activities and renewed investor confidence in the sector. It also revealed that Nigeria has approved field development plans worth $20 billion within 10 months. Over 40 rigs are currently active, signaling strong momentum for the nation's oil and gas industry. On the foreign scene, U.S. Congressman Riley Moore met with National Security Advisor Nuhu Ribadu and other officials to discuss rising religious violence and terrorism in Nigeria. Moore emphasized the need for urgent action and stronger protection for vulnerable communities. He said the U.S. expects Nigeria to take up offers of cooperation to combat extremist groups. Moore also challenged President Tinubu's claim that religious persecution is not occurring, insisting that conditions on the ground show otherwise. And in sports, Nigeria has climbed 3 places to 38 in the latest FIFA Men's World Ranking after a win over Gabon and tight penalty loss to DR Congo. The improvement comes despite the teams missing out on the 2026 World Cup. Nigeria now ranks 5th in Africa behind Morocco, Senegal, Egypt, and Algeria. With the upcoming AFCON in December, the Super Eagles have a chance to further boost their global standing. And that's all for the news update at 10 as edited by Benjamin Joseph. For more information and inquiries, visit our social media platforms. On Facebook, it's Echo FM. And our X handle is at EchoFM_Owerri. On Instagram and YouTube, it's Echo FM 100.7. You can listen to us anywhere in the world by clicking on www.echofm.net. And that's the news update at 10.
Echo FM.
Echo FM 100.7, the fresh news people.
Chukwuemeka Wanchukwu, popularly known as BM Priest, Big Man Priest, is a rap and Afro-pop artist. He has worked with various local artists in composing, collaborating, and producing music for over 10 years in the industry. BM Priest obtained a bachelor's degree in banking and finance.
A defendant shall, subject to the provisions of Section 135 of this Act, be present in court during the whole of his trial unless he misconduct himself in such a manner as to render his continuing presence impracticable or undesirable, or at the hearing of the interlocutor. So it's 2661A. So I'll be urging your Lordship to invoke that section to remove the defendant from these further proceedings. And I thank your Lordship. It is in the interest of justice that the court should function according to the law. It's not to be at the behest of parties.
Yes.
Thank you, my lord.
Well, I must say this. The presence of a defendant throughout the trial, it is a constitutional right, and it's contained in Section 36 or the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended. Also, this temple of justice is temple of God, because God himself established this temple for justice. So the sanctity of this temple must always be maintained. The unruly behavior of the defendant is not a new one, but he has gotten to a level that these courts have to make progress. We've seen instances where the defendant will beat his counsel to keep quiet and not talk where he's talking. We've seen instances where he will move against security officers. Let's come back to this morning. He acted unruly. I appealed to him severally. I asked him to be excused. I asked him to excuse us. The security officers moved to him. They begged him through severally. In his usual manner, he refused to comport himself. Institution must be respected. We must act according to rules and laws. Nobody is above the law. That is the essence of having court of law. If we allow anybody to act anyway, the sanctity of this temple will not be there. As a judicial officer, I'm bound to protect the sanctity of this temple of justice. Like I said earlier, the right to be present throughout the trial is a constitutional right. Even fundamental rights. But fundamental right is not absolute. It's opportunity to use that right that you have. Please don't open that door again, please. Once you have been given the opportunity and you fail to use that opportunity, such person cannot claim a breach of that right. This morning, the defendant was given that opportunity. He has raised the issue, he's raising severally. He has conducted himself in this manner severally. And I think this is the time to put a stop to it. It is right law that if a defendant misbehaves or acts unruly in the courtroom, his trial can be done in absence. As stated by the defendant this morning, he said he has put in his defense. He is not calling any witness, that is only written address. And I will get to the issue of written address in the judgments. We are not taking evidence this morning. Is to take judgment and sentence if possible. It is based on that I hereby make an order that because of the unruly behavior of defendants, his aggressiveness and violent nature, I hereby made an order that the judgment and other proceedings.
Going on a vacation or a business trip? catching a flight to see family, or taking a break in Zanzibar? Wherever you're going and for whatever reason,
proceed in his absence. I take my judgments. The defendant was arraigned
We're
before
still
this
unclear
court.
what exactly caused it. For now, we are seeing some snipers there. It's like he is objecting to whatever verdict that has been given there that has not been made public yet. We are watching live now, but we are still waiting for the confirmation of what happened in court before we tell you. I will be giving you update as it goes. But he was ordered out of the court, and the DSS has since moved him out of the court, inside the court, for his outburst. He was shouting. They wanted to collect the microphone from him. He refused. He dragged the microphone, and then he was ordered out of the court by Justice James Omotosha. Wow. Salvatore.
Yes.
The drama continues.
Yeah, once again, you gave the appropriate reaction.
Yeah.
Wow. Yes, it is a wow drama that's unfolding. I was envisaging two different scenarios. One, a directive from Mr. President to tell Omotosho, just deliver judgment and I'll step in later to bring a political solution. Or two, Omotosho, given the current temperament now, wouldn't summon the courage to deliver a final, a definitive judgment that is negative, that is unfavorable this very day. So there will be a possibility of postponement. And now, and of course, on that postponement, Mr. President will be expected to shine with this now political drama.
All right, well, those are the updates now. We are also hearing and seeing that maybe the case may be adjourned till January 2026, as the case may be, but that is not confirmed yet. As soon as we confirm that particular story, we will bring you the updates. Just keep it locked with us here on Straight Talk Live on Echo FM 100.7. People, it is getting hot. It's getting hot. At the end of the day, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Okay. Wow, 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 wow. All right, let's continue with our conversation. Well, the court judgment of Nnamdi Kanu trial is still on, is live. You can join us on our social media to watch live updates as it's happening. All right, people, let's continue with the conversation. Recall that I told you we will be bringing you this update and be discussing something that concerns everybody. But before we go into that conversation, let me remind everybody. Last night on Ure's program, one Chidera was busy talking about Barry Cosmos. Say Barry Cosmos no fit play ball. Who told you that? Come, all of you now. Wanna be careful. When I go shock, I go me. Now me be coach captain. On the 7th of December, Echo FM and their fans are going to be having a good time. So just wait for all the things. So those of you hoping to meet me that day, come. You go see. I wear my boot like a boota. We're going to have fun, but definitely, if you carry me around too much, I go strike 1 week, no news. And if I win Echo FM, we go shut down 1 week, no news. So you had better come there. My GM will be playing now. If GM go play, how I no go play? Come on. And GM, when I say I got big belly, my belly will big GM belly. Which one big pass? And GM big belly pass my own 20 times serve. And GM go play. Now me no go play. I will be playing. Of course, everybody join us with the fans on 7th of December. Of course, it is happening. The 1-year anniversary of Echo FM is coming up this December. All fans of Echo FM, please join us for this celebration. So if you want to be part of our group or Echo FM family, all you need to do is to just join our WhatsApp group. If you check on you'll see a link on our Facebook, on Instagram and YouTube. Just click that link it will make you just easily join our community, Echo FM community, and information will be shared there as you like. So kindly, all Echo FM fans should join our community group on WhatsApp by clicking on the link on our Facebook page for purchase of tickets for all events. We have a meet and greet with Echo FM. We meet and greet the fans on that day. We still have the married and singles night with Ure and the rest of the Echo FM crew. So married and singles. So people will no get wife where they worry Echo. All of now we say I want to marry Ure. Yes. Anybody that wants to marry Ure, to do bang, 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 1 billion. Bang, 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 1 billion. Bride price, 1 trillion. If you are ready, come. Me, and all of us will get from, we will support you. So long as you have 1 billion to come do bang, 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 and you pay a bride price of 1 trillion, Ure is your own. She no get choice. You go marry and give you. Immediately. So everybody married and singles with Ure, everybody join us on that day. So all our events on the 7th of December to 21st December, they will announce the tickets for that, because if we were everybody, the crowd will know if we control them. So there is a small ticket, small chicken money you will pay for that particular one. Then we also have our promo. Echo FM 1 year anniversary promo is going to start by December 1st to December 31st. Now, if you book 10 slots of adverts at Echo FM, you get 2 extra slots free. If you book 20 slots, you are going to get 5 extra free. You know how much that one the cost now? 30 slots, you get 10 extra slots free. That is the promo we are going to do. A lot of people have started coming. So hurry now before we go to find where we go put your advert. We better come now. Come on time before we're going to find already. When I know say there's no time for us, that don't even affect our program because of adverts. So everybody, thank you for joining us. Let's go back to the conversation. We are taking a look at the state creation. Salvatore, this is a very interesting conversation. State creation in Nigeria, particularly, it's been narrowed down to the southeast. We are fighting for which we have the Adada, we have ETITI, we have Orashi, we have Olu State, and ANIOMA State. 5 of them vying for one position. Earlier on, I asked you, where is the pendulum swinging? And you said ANIOMA. Can you give us why you think so?
Yes. Right off the bat, you are aware that it is only ANIOMA that is outside the original geographical area called Southeastern region of Nigeria. And you rightly said earlier during the introduction that ANIOMA belongs to the South-South. Yeah, so what it tells you is that ANIOMA is the only proposition that affords the Southeast the acquisition of more land, more space beyond the River Niger, beyond the Niger Bridge in Onitsha. So you are now acquiring 9 local governments in Delta North Senatorial District. Yes, in Delta State. That's what it means. And of all these proposals, in fact, I can say that the next in line after ANIOMA would be Olo, because Governor Ozodema, I can tell you authoritatively, has already started building Olo as a capital of the new state coming. But you cannot bestow that honor or opportunity to Olo as it is right now, because it is not ready. The only one amongst these 6, not 5, is ANIOMA, that already has a developed capital of the state, Asaba. And so automatically, Asaba is the capital of ANIOMA. It's already set as operating as a state capital. And you know what it requires? It requires humongous expenses, finances, to finance a new state capital and put in the necessary infrastructure to run a new state. And so it's only ANIOMA that has this amongst all these, the rest of them.
Now, if you're taking ANIOMA State and then you're taking the capital of Asaba away from Delta State, where would Delta State now have their capital?
Warri.
Is Warri now developed? So
Warri will now be better developed and, prepared.
But that's like starting an old state capital from scratch. Don't you think so? Because they're going to build a government house, build ministries, build all those things.
That is why the rest of them are being postponed. The only one that is ready now for assumption of that responsibility is ANIOMA State with Asaba as capital. None other has that. They can now wait for their chances later on.
ANIOMA, apart from the 9 local governments of Delta North, what other aspect of the South or Southeast is added to make it a state?
There is absolutely no need for that. You see, you are aware that Bayelsa State has 8 local...
9.
8.
8, oh, okay.
So, ANIOMA has 9, okay? So, what are we saying? It is enough to be called a state on its own with the 9 local governments. Now, that is not to say that 1 or 2 cannot be added from the other side of the Niger, but for now, it is most ideal to concentrate on the 9 local governments of Delta North.
Okay, let's look at it. Anambra State is a very, very vast state, very big. Enugu is as big can be, and these are all neighboring states to this Delta area. So, and of course, in Abia and Imo State, which are also very big compared to Delta State, which is smaller. So if you take part of Delta State, which is smaller, apart from, I think, Ebonyi State, Delta State is smaller compared to other states. So why are we pitching tent with that? Apart from the fact that we don't want to start from scratch building a capital, do we think it is the most viable for the Southeast? You have said acquiring land outside the Southeast to make it part of Southeast.
Yes.
It's a very strong proposition for the Southeast. But apart from that, having capital, acquiring land, what other things that you will need to consider before we talk about ANIOMA State?
See, when you talk about the viability of a state, the first thing, the fundamental thing you must set your eyes on would have to be the economic aspect.
Okay.
The prospects there, the potentials. And I can tell you authoritatively that ANIOMA, as proposed, has vast resources of natural gas. Very, very vast resources of natural gas and other minerals.
North State has the highest gas now. If you're talking about gas, is North not having the highest deposition of gas in the world?
Excuse me.
Okay.
I said very, very large deposits of natural gas. I didn't say it has the highest.
No, I understand.
But
I'm saying that.
It comes very close to the Orashi you are proposing, which is Imo State. Yes, but second to that is what we're talking about, ANIOMA, the massive reserves of gas in ANIOMA, enough to fund so many states in the country, not just one. And there are other resources. And of course, you know about the agricultural resources, the fertility of the land, and the topography of ANIOMA senatorial district, those 9 local governments. So they are already coming from a point of advantage in this whole competition for which state will become the 6th state of the Southeast. I don't think any other among the rest can wave a finger in the face of ANIOMA for this purpose.
All right, this is great. This is great. I think it's a debate now. Let's look at welcome to the Parliament of Echo FM. Let's get to hear your own thoughts on this particular state creation. It is been narrowed down by the National Assembly, and the committee has already been said that there will be a 6th additional state to the Southeast to balance up everybody having 6. Because we have 6 in the South, we have 6 in the Middle Belt, we have 6 in the Southwest, and 6 in the Northwest, as well as 6. I think Northwest has 7.
Northeast.
And Northeast has 6, and Northwest has 7.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, they're looking at equity. We are being the smallest. Then if we divide ourselves, what Savata is saying, if we divide ourselves now, it's still the same geographical land. But if we acquire a land, it means we're adding to the Southeast outside the River Niger. So what's your take on this particular issue? I think it's a very delicate matter. We need to also look at it. People from Delta states and the ANIOMA state people, the Ned Nwoko is championing this, and he has his billions he has pumped into it already. So if they do that, is ANIOMA going to be an Igbo nation, or is it already, they say the Aka Igbo or whatever, the Kwane people and the rest of them? So it's a very dicey situation. Just before you come in, let's hear our listener. Good morning.
Good morning, Barry Cosmo.
I greet you.
Is it Barry Saviton or Mr.?
It's Chief Comrade. Chief Comrade.
Oh, Chief Comrade.
Yes.
You're welcome, sir.
Thank you very much.
Please, my name is Ifeanyi Snaz. I'm coming from Oboshi.
All right.
I want to ask you a question.
Okay.
Topographically, I don't know how to say that word.
Topographically, yes.
Yes. Do we have anything south-south topographically? Do we have it in our map? Or is it just that the Nigerian government decided to bring it in? Because the one I know is south, west, north, and east. So do we have such? Or is it an error from our government?
It's not an error. It's not an error. If you look at the geopolitical zones, the four cardinal points, north, south, east, and west. In between the southwest, it's south, south, and southwest. And then in between the southeast and the south is also the south, south, and the southeast. So
now,
whatever nomenclature they decide.
North? Why don't you have north-north? The way we have south-south.
No,
we should have north-north or east-east or west-west. No, my brother, I know what I'm saying, but you now, I don't think you want to come in from where I'm coming from.
Okay.
Where I'm coming from is that we all are southeast, except I think before the war or thereabouts, that they brought out the south-south. See, when Nigeria was created in 1914 by the amalgamation of northern Nigeria and the southern Nigeria by Lord Lugard, we don't have anything south-south then. Go and check your facts.
No, wait, things are created. We never had Delta state as at that time. We didn't have a Boeing state. Why is that not a problem? Why is that
my
your
brother,
problem?
You're talking about state here. We're not talking about...
Exactly, that's a creation. That's a creation. That's a creation of the federal government.
West, and north, and the other one.
Salvatore, what do you have to say concerning them?
All right. What I have to say is that the South-South is just a result of what I may want to describe as whimsical, adoption. Okay, at the whims and caprices of those who actualize the establishment or the creation of what is called South-South. And to a lot of people, it doesn't really make sense. But you see, just as Babangida woke from bed one morning and said, okay, there will be Delta State with Asaba as capital because my in-laws are from there. That's how Nigerian affairs have been conducted over the decades by those.
It was military decrees.
Yes, and all that. So he is not wrong in asking his question. It's just part of the Nigerian absurdity that all of us are trying to find solutions to. And when we try to find solutions, we have to be looking at a country that a lot of people can perceive as equitable, just, and fair to everybody.
But that question he's asking,
yes.
We have the north, south, north, east, northwest, and north central.
The purpose of South-South was to deal with what Buhari called a dot in a circle.
Well, this was created before that statement. But at the end of the day, what I'm saying, there are 3 up north, there are 3 down south. Because we have the southwest, the southeast, and the south-south. And we have the north central, northeast, and the northwest. So I don't know the rationale for us talking about, is it the nomenclature of south-south?
Yes,
so
that is
what should they have called it? Is it, we have the southwest, we have southeast, where should it be now? Is it a south-north? There's nothing like south-north, because the north is not here. Because we have north-central. Is it a south-central?
Why not?
They should call it south-central.
Okay, he may be asking, why not south-central, as you have north-central? Why do you have a double south?
Oh, my God.
S squared.
S squared. Listen, I don't want to get into those
issues of nomenclature.
It is a very petty thing, because we have 3 up north, we have 3 in the south, and it's called south-south and southeast and southwest. So you can call it South Central. There's nothing like South Central. Why? Because geographically, there is no central point.
Yes.
You understand? The North Central is the middle belt. That's why it's called North Central. For me, I hate that word North Central. Because it's the middle belt, they call it the middle belt. It's not north, it's not south. Call it the middle, what it is. And at the end of the day, instead of they just want to carry that part of it and add it to the north. It's part of the politics we're talking about. Yeah. So let's not begin to make a mole out of an ant here. Good morning. All right, we lost that one. Please, we want to talk about the state creation now. ANIOMA state, ETITI state. ETITI is closely following, ETITI is supposed to be carved out from Enugu state, I'm correct, right? Now, on that particular side, don't they have the economic value of what you are also saying? Let's get from this caller. Good morning.
Hello, good morning, Brother Barry.
Welcome. Is that Dr. John?
Yes, it's Dr. John calling from Akwakuma.
It's been a while. It's like a blue away.
Yes. Let me greet our erudite statesman there.
Okay.
Good morning.
Yes. Please, I want to ask him this question. With ANIOMA seeming to be in the south-south, are we not sorting out the southeast? Because when you opened your discussion, it seems to be the Senate is trying to create a balance, like other of the 6 geopolitical regions that have a number of states. At least the southeast will come up with. Now, if ANIOMA is created, definitely it's in the south-south. How are we going to reconcile that? Before he answers that question, let me make another allusion.
Okay.
I think this will be the first time that a civilian government in a democracy will be creating a state.
Yeah.
Yes. That will be an applause.
Yeah.
That is to say, the military has always been creating states and local government. And if you watch out clearly, just like our elder statesman there, Salvato stated, most of the states that were created, like Delta, Akwa Ibom, and so on, was not actually based on economic reasons or viability. Most often it's just on a fiat connection and things like that.
Yeah.
For that reason, it's likely that Olu state is going to be created because there's a deep connection there. You cannot divulge the fact that the present governor, who you rightly stated, is the chairman of all the governors in APC, if not all the whole parties, because all the whole parties are tilting towards APC. He has an overriding influence in this present government, take it or leave it. His influence will warrant Olu local government to be created in ANIOMA. Another part is that if you consider that if Olu is created, it's basically going to be a southeast affair. There's no dispute about that. But with ANIOMA created, it's going to be a problem again. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. John. Sabato, you want to react to that?
Yes. In the first instance, he is talking about ANIOMA being the south-south. ANIOMA has no business. Well, it had no business ab initio being in the south-south because you are looking at the segmentation or delineation of regions based on the dominant ethnicities, the ethnic groups. You would agree with me. Yeah. All those local governments mentioned in ANIOMA's Delta North Senatorial District called ANIOMA are all Igbo people. They are Igbo people. They are just like here in Imo, Abia, Enugu. They are core Igbo people, Igbo culture, Igbo everything, Igbo names, Igbo market days, Eke Oria, Fonko, and all that. Igbo everything, tradition. So they are Igbo, and they are now being classified as one of the Igbo states. That is a more appreciable posture. Now, you're talking about the influence of the governor of Imo State. We should put an end to the personalization of government, national issues, national affairs, and stop pegging them on persons. If I were to advise Governor Hope Uzodinma on this issue, I would tell him, allow whatever your choices are to hold on for now concerning Olu, continue building Olu as a capital until the second phase of the state creation venture comes knocking on the door. You don't foreclosed the immense potentials and economic possibilities that ANIOMA State will bring to Alibo, the southeast. You cannot do that. If you are categorizing ANIOMA as within South-South, that is wrong. They are all 9 local governments, they're all Igbo people there. They are brothers and sisters. So what we are doing is, as I said earlier, we are latching onto the that opportunity.
Let's get another caller. All right, please keep the calls coming. Good morning.
Good morning, buddy.
Hi, Kari. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, our guest in the studio.
Good morning, Caritas.
Mario.
Ew.
Before the creation of states or the zones, where was Delta State? Was it in the eastern region or midwestern region or where?
Good question. Salvatore.
Yes, yes. You can classify it as belonging to the Midwest, along with Edo State. Okay. What we are now saying is, if we want to right the wrongs of the past, and we want to stop dwelling in the past, which is holding us back, we should be looking forward and doing proactive things, the necessary things to ensure that Nigeria is more appropriately administered. And so that is your, yes.
I think the correct answer to that should be that it was an integral part of the old western regions of Nigeria. It became an autonomous entity on August 27, 1991, after having been part of the old Midwestern state in 1963 and 1976, and the defunct Bendel state of 1976 to 1991. Delta State started with 12 local government areas and, of course, has now improved. So it was part of the old western region, but then it's then the Midwest states.
I have taken that.
Okay.
I have taken that. Why I'm asking this question is that, to the best of my knowledge, I know how old I am now.
Okay.
In the creation of state, I was before the creation of Imo State.
Definitely.
Creating other states, in addition to from East Central State to Imo State, was within this eastern, I call it eastern region. You know, having Niger State from Imo and all whatnot, not from Cross River. Now, if this state is created and it's called ANIOMA, and the man who proposed it, that man, Ned Nwoko, tomorrow, won't he come and say that ANIOMA does not belong to Igbo land as river people? And the other ones are claiming that they are not from Igbo extraction or what. And another problem will come up again.
Okay.
Thank you and God bless.
Thank you. This is a very important question Caritas is asking. Go ahead.
Caritas, you can just rest and go to sleep with 2 eyes closed. There will be no such thing like as Ned Nwoko coming to say they are not, and it's ANIOMA, not ALIOMA, ANI. That's land, good land. Okay, ANIOMA. Now, nobody can come and say they are not part of Southeast again. The people themselves in these 9 local governments have been itching to be joined with their brothers and sisters and ancestors from Southeast. So it goes beyond Ned Nwoko. It goes beyond Tinubu, the president. It goes beyond Uzodinma as the governor of Imo State. And that's why I keep saying we should put an end to the over-personalization of national issues.
All right. That's great. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome aboard.
Good morning, Mr. Cosmos.
I greet you. Welcome. Go quickly.
I'm calling from Warren. My name is Okechukwu Okara.
Okay, Chukwu, go ahead.
That woman that had just spoken last, we should look into her statement.
Okay.
We don't want a situation where tomorrow, like this Bayelsa River State, we want people that are really Igbos. If you, I'm suggesting that they should go to Olu, they should go to people from states, from communities from Imo State, Anambra State, and make a state for us. These people does not belong to, they are not Igbos.
Okay, wait, are you saying ANIOMA, the Aka Igbo, the Kwane people are not Igbos? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, they are not called Igbos.
Please. No. I cannot be in this studio to listen to this kind of misinformation. It is not proper. People must be highly well informed before making speeches in public space. Please. These are Igbo people. Excuse me, I beg your pardon. You are raising an issue that is erroneous. So please, take it. You need to have your facts straight so that you don't misinform the people.
All right.
I just told you now.
Thank you. Hold on.
We are giving an example with River State and Bayelsa State.
No. Those are not good examples.
Salvatore, let me hear exactly what his example from River State is coming. Let's go ahead. Now, what do you mean by River State and Bayelsa? What do you mean?
What I mean is that in many occasions, they say they are not Igbos. They are not. Bayelsa said they are not Igbos. Even we have some people...
When you say Bayelsa, which part of Bayelsa? You cannot tell an Ijo man that he's an Igbo man, and Ijo is predominantly Bayelsa. So what do you mean by Bayelsa people? Stop making generalized statements. Be specific. What do you mean?
Okay, let us now, if you say these people will concur with the Igbos, let it be so.
No. Hold on. I wanted to ask your clarification so that I can understand where you're coming from. When you say Rivers people, which side of Rivers? Is it the Calabari people? Is it the Obiakpo people and the rest of them?
Where is Wike from? Where is it from?
Obiakpo.
Obiakpo.
Yes.
Obiakpo is not. I don't know saying that they are people.
Now listen, my brother.
All right, go ahead.
Hold on.
I understand what you mean. Thank you.
Just a minute. Now let me just intervene here. This is necessary, highly.
Yeah, because these are sentiments we want to hear.
Yes, I think he just fell short of mentioning Wike. Yes, Wike. The surname is Wike, not Wike. All those corruptions of names arose from the civil war, the effects of the civil war, and they started pretending they were not Igbo. Yes, Wike is an Ikwere person. There they speak Igbo. How can you speak Igbo and come and say you are not an Igbo? And that's your first language. That's your mother tongue. And
there's a slight difference in Ikwere language and Igbo language. I've been in Ikwere land. I understand that.
Just a minute. Okay. You see, there is what you call acculturation. But the fact of the matter is, the descendants of the Ikwere people are from Imo State. Now, if Wike, who is Igbo, chooses to say he's not Igbo, that is his personal business. Here, what we have on the table now concerning ANIOMA is that the people
said it's not Igbo too.
That is, why is he answering Amechi? What is the meaning of Amechi? These are people who are misled and misinformed. They have missed their roads, misguided men. So you don't allow that to, affect what you are doing. That
okay.
All right.
Let's get another caller. Let's get another caller. Salvatore, come down. When they come to this, your passion will go another level. Good morning.
Oh, good morning, Barry Cosmos.
I greet you. Hello, go ahead. I can hear you. Good morning. Your name and submission.
Okay. Very big on the line.
Okay.
Yeah.
You first laugh.
About what you say?
You first laugh before you talk.
Now because of
because of Salvatore, okay.
Yes, you know now. It's not going to be. I know. It's not going to allow you. Not going to allow you to do that on him. Okay. I know him very well.
Okay.
Yeah. But I agree.
Thank you very much.
So, what I want to just keep in there is we are talking about ANIOMA. Maybe, let me say, they succeeded in the creation of the state. And ANIOMA has to be a state. Then Asaba is the capital. Now, if these people will come up one day and say, we are not from Igbo, yeah? Now, it just check that pronunciation. Ani is land. Allah is land. Check that pronunciation. ANIOMA and ALOMA. What check if they can tell you that what you are saying, the pronunciation is not the same. It may be the same meaning, but it's not the same pronunciation. You can't tell me that ANIOMA and ALOMA is the same thing.
That's what is called homonyms, synonyms.
So if you are talking about the right pronunciation from Igbo side or from, let me say, Imo side, yeah.
Okay, so on your own part now, If you're asked, what's your own take? When they're asked to for a new state, what do you think, where do you think the state should come from? Is it...
Let me tell you something. The main state and the size of the southeast side that we are marginalized on here and there, I believe for new state will be the better one.
Right.
Than
Are you speaking because it's in Imo State? That's why you're saying that. Okay.
It's not a matter of right. Imo State or here and there. I'm just saying that ANIOMA, ALOBA is not the same pronunciation.
All right, thank you. Thank you. Hello, good morning.
A beautiful morning to you, Barry. I guest in the house.
Good morning. Welcome aboard.
Yeah. My name is Onyekure Ebdeli.
Okay.
One people land. I'm calling from Amakoya.
Okay.
Where I got interested very much is the second part of this edition.
Okay.
Station of state.
Okay.
Yeah. As a human being that is, who is alive and who is noticing or knowing what is going around him. Human beings are very much optimistic. As being mentioned here that another state will come up in Nigeria, in this country. Who tell you that? That is fallacy. They are using it to it's a propaganda. Unless military come. It is military that creates states because they do it either in favor of a dear friend or a colleague or a customer. Nobody should grab where they say let them anywhere they like, let them put it. This is what they are playing politics for. Indeed, it is not realizable. I'm a scholar, I won't tell you lie. So nobody should have a tongue with the name to be.
Thank you very much. The guy talk, cut it for no. Very. People who have lost faith in Nigeria and anything politicians say completely. Well, I don't blame you. I've not taken messages today. Our conversation has just been talking. Let me just take some few messages. Please, the callers, you hold on. Dr. Mrs. Lebra from Owerri. It says, are we practicing democracy in this country? Majority of Nigerians have lost faith in the survival of democracy in Nigeria because the expected benefits are a mirage. Why can't we keep faith with the democracy we fought hard for, since the people are the center and circumference of democracy? Denying them dividends of democracy amounts to catastrophe. A country can hardly get it right if politics and party leaning become the only standard for driving a nation to success. That's the gospel according to Dr. Mrs. Lebra. Joe Chuk says the best radio station in Imo State and Nigeria. Thank you very much, Joe Chuks. Architects are OPZ on women. Says the Gbodobodo One Generalissimo International Bahari Cosmos. ANIOMA State is the best for the Southeast for now. We should be aiming to recover Igbo lands mischievously removed from the Southeast by the owners of Nigeria and Britain. Buhari called us a dot in a circle, so let Igbo land in neighboring South and North Central. MNK must be released by this two-faced, double-speaking Islamic government of Tinubu and Shetima. All right, that's the gospel according to Architects OPZ on woman. Obong Iyele say, my name is Inyena. I'm texting from West End, okay? Barry, my man, good morning. How is your family? I greet your guest in the studio. Good morning, my boss. Barry, okay. Okay, Rula, he said that we are no longer saving the country. Barry, when will rapture take place? My Peking never grew. What will be rapture? I would rather take my family to outside country than to die in hands of bandits. Biko, saying Biko Haram. Biko, enough is enough. Please, how much is visa? I don't know. I know they work for visa government now. All right, thank you very much. Simon Chukunyere says, Mazen Namdekano is free today. All right, that's the gospel according to the Chibike Obed. One area says, good morning, Mr. Barry. One Namdekano may have been wrong, but a lot of things, but he was right about one thing. The Fulanis are out to kill and conquer the rest of Nigeria, and also we should support the creation of ANIOMA State because it will reunite our brothers and sisters from across the Niger. All right, that's the gospel according to Obed. Ola Onyekomi says, watching you live. Thank you for joining us. Joe Chuk says, I'm Joe Chuks from World Bank. Where the problem of insecurity started is when General Buratai recruited Boko Haram and repented people in the Nigerian army. Let America come and save us. Thank you, Barry. Thank you very much, Joe. Alphonsus Chim, I'm listening to Echo FM 100.7 Owerri. As Barry Cosmos guides the straight talk, my heart lifts its quiet prayer over the fate of Nnamdi Kanu in court today. May truth speak without fear. May justice stand without shaking. And May God's mercy steady this nation at this delicate crossroad. From Imsu Junction, that is Alphonsus from Imsu Junction. Onyenso Emmanuel says, Omo, this country is a joke of a century. I watched Nigerian minister disgracing himself before the international community. This show how myopic APC government is. May God Almighty come to our rescue. Adam Joseph says, good morning, Mr. Barry. Carlo case would be adjourned indefinitely at the end of the day. Tinubu cannot release Kanu in his regime because he knows Kanu would have power to pick up on agitation, which may have more attention. Thank you. Omini Leroy says, good morning, Mr. Barry Cosmos, watching and following your program at Federal House in Egbado, where in Imo State, and love your program. Each day I listen to you, sir. Thank you very much. Ezekiel Precious says, good morning, Sir Barry Cosmos. The issue of banditry and terrorism in this country, as long as I'm concerned, the Nigerian government and politicians has a high hand in it. That's why they are fighting against the coming of Donald Trump, because they know that they are going to lose a lot if this wicked and evil group are wiped out. How can a whole country that has military, they say they has military groups well trained, instead of wiping out these wicked people, they are instead having a peace talk with them? Chai, may God deliver us. I will remain Ezekiel Precious, Namaka, and texting from Ogbako. All right, let's go back to the phone lines. Good morning. Uh-oh. Aye, our time don't finish.
You don't say.
Our time don't finish. 1 hour just fly like there's no tomorrow. Wow. Okay, just before we go, we know we have a lot of commercials right now to deal with before Mary, the Slim Diva, will come here and scream at me. But definitely, finally, ANIOMA and ETITI and Rashi, or Dada and Olu State, which one is your best pick?
Not about my best pick. ANIOMA is the most economically viable option for the Southeast.
All right, thank you very much. For those of you, continue the conversation on our Facebook and YouTube channel. Please, let's get your comments on our YouTube so that we can keep the conversation going. ANIOMA State is coming. Of course, ETITI State and the rest of them, where would the pendulum swing? But right now, the pendulum seems to be swinging towards ANIOMA State because there is an already made capital and they have economic viability to take off instead of starting as fresh. That is one of those things that the National Assembly is still considering. All right, that's our show for today. Thank you very much, Sabato, for coming.
My pleasure.
Of course, it's a pleasure to have you always. And thank you, DJ Maf King, the Street King, for giving us the vibes. All right, my name is Barry Cosmos, and this is where the cocoa will crumble for today. Bye-bye.
Echo FM.
Echo FM 100.7, the fresh news people.
Here I go, fall in love again. Maybe last time wasn't right, I guess, but this time I wanna make it right. Now I know she's all I need. She tells me she's my love, and I know she's my life. She tells me she's my love, and I know she's my life. She tells me she's my love, and I know she's my life. She tells me she's my love, and I know she's my life. Last time, now I know to make it right. A broken heart always mend. After darkness comes light. I was wrong and you were right. Now I know to make it.
The song you just listened to is titled Happy in Love. Fresh from the studio, get ready to vibe to the dance, pop music, and sweet vocals of the Nigerian-American-based music artist Chinedu Wanziri, aka Chanidu, a native of Umodanguru in Abo Imbise LGA of Imo State. Go stream it on all platforms including Spotify, Deezer, SoundCloud, Facebook Music, Apple Music, and Amazon Music. You can follow him on social media through Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram using the handles Chinedu10 as Chanidu or Chanidu005. His YouTube channel is Chinedu10-Chanidu. His website is chanidumusic.com, or you can call 080-638-63438. 080-638-63438. For more info, Happy in Love, another love sensation from Chanidu. Turn it up to get into the love mood.
Echo FM.
Echo FM 100.7, the fresh news people.
It's the sound of the city. Echo 100.7.
Sweet music only on your favorite radio dial. Echo FM 100.7.
Fourth Nine is a rising music artist from Edo State, known for tracks like My Heart and Feel Love that spread love, hope, and commitment. Stream his music on Spotify, AudioMac, Boomplay, Deezer, and more. For bookings or info, contact him on 0703 797 1619, 0703 797 1619, 0703 797 1619.
Am I feeling love? Every touch, every breath is you I love. River in your life.
I love my baby, I love my woman, I love my agent.